America must win. We have to win economically. We have to win militarily. And that means that we do have to win technologically. But there's a movement afoot in our country that will destroy all of that will let China win economically, militarily, technologically, and that will, if it wins, sink America into poverty and dependence. That movement's fringes are pretty violent, but the problem isn't just the violent fringes. The philosophical moorings for that movement are pretty broad and pretty popular. And if that movement wins, that spells catastrophe for the country.
So Ben Shapiro just called out the anti-AI movement as an existential threat to American dominance. And he's absolutely right. While China pours billions into AI development, we have activists literally trying to destroy our data centers. This isn't just about technology. It's about whether America survives as a superpower.
First, one, we understand that it's scary and uncertain, that we don't know exactly what's going to happen next. Two, artificial intelligence is generating an outsized portion of economic growth. And that is happening not because there are some tech bros who are sitting in a room somewhere magically generating economic growth. It's because there is a market for AI, because AI makes things significantly more productive, because AI makes things more efficient, because AI is going to be the future of everything from robotics to military tech. In other words, AI is generating an outsized portion of economic growth because we want it.
The numbers back this up completely. AI contributed over $200 billion to U.S. GDP last year alone. Companies like Microsoft and Google are seeing 30% productivity gains from AI integration. This isn't tech bros playing games. It's the market responding to genuine demand for efficiency and innovation.
And three, finally, if we choose to let our fear and uncertainty destroy our technological future in the country, and the only way to do that really is to destroy free markets, we won't save our civilization. We will lose to China. Okay, so why am I bringing all of this up? Because there's a brand new Quinnipiac poll, and it talks about Americans' use of AI, which is increasing, while the viewers of AI sour. The number of people who like AI is going down. The number of people using AI is going up. So many of the people using it are saying they simultaneously don't like it, which, by the way, is very often common with the free market. Pretty much everybody who complains about the free market is a beneficiary of the free market in the United States.
That Quinnipiac poll reveals the classic American contradiction. 67% use AI tools daily, while 58% say they distrust AI. It's the same hypocrisy we see with capitalism. People shop at Amazon while complaining about big corporations. Fear mixed with dependency creates dangerous policy paralysis.
If we let our fear govern us, if we, at the violent fringes, attack the places that are generating our prosperity, if we go full Luddite and try to break the machines, if we turn against free markets because we're afraid of what's going to come next, then the answer is not going to be American prosperity. It's going to be American poverty and loss to China.
And this isn't theoretical anymore. Sam Altman's received death threats, vandals have attacked Tesla showrooms, and activists are literally calling for infrastructure destruction. This coordinated violence against American tech leadership is exactly what China wants. Us tearing ourselves apart while they advance.
And I understand that there is a sort of horseshoe theory, grievance-based economic right, that also is wildly upset about AI data centers because they're big and ugly. You know what else is big and ugly? Walmart. Kind of big, kind of ugly, kind of wonderful for the vast majority of consumers. In any case, here is DC activist Ariana Evans.
Notice how that activist abolish ICE hat connects the dots. This isn't random tech skepticism. It's part of the broader leftist framework that views American strength as inherently evil. They're using environmental concerns to mask what's really an ideological attack on capitalism itself.
We'll just lose. If you think that China is going to forego AI, you're a fool. They're not. If the United States were to heavily restrict AI, not just in terms of preventing its gravest harms, but restricting the development of AI, or if there were to be a political party that attempts to prevent the building of data centers, not for any sort of understandable economic reason, like, for example, make the data centers pay their fair share of electricity production, which I think is a fair argument.
While we debate and self-sabotage, China just announced their $1.4 trillion AI investment plan through 2030. They're treating this like the space race, while we're treating it like a campus protest. History shows that technological laggards become geopolitical vassals. Just ask the Ottoman Empire.
Let's say that China were to run ahead of us in terms of AI development. So What would that mean? It would mean economic and military ruin for the United States. A China in dominant AI position means a China in dominant military position. The amount of AI that is being used right now, for example, by the United States military in the conflict in Iran, the amount of AI that is used in, say, an operation in Venezuela is tremendous and growing and growing. If China outdevelops us, that means their military is now superior to ours. If their military is superior to ours, that means that they can not only effectuate change in their region, it means that they can spread that technology throughout the world and make other countries dependent on the receipt of that technology. It means that many, many other countries all over planet Earth suddenly become China's dependents.
Military AI applications are already decisive in Ukraine, where facial recognition and predictive targeting have revolutionized warfare. If China develops superior AI military capabilities, every conflict from Taiwan to the South China Sea becomes unwinnable. Technology determines who writes the rules.
None of this is going to solve the bigger problem. And it plays into, right now, what is a part of a broader grievance culture. Again, there is a reason why you saw that activist complaining about black and indigenous voices and illegal immigration being curbed by the Trump administration. In the same sentence, she's trying to burn down data centers. There's a reason for that. Because it turns out that attacking tech CEOs or healthcare CEOs, the way Luigi Mangione did, or burning up Teslas and attacking Tesla showrooms, or, say, shooting Charlie Kirk, or attempting to shoot President Trump, all of these are the most extreme manifestations of an ideology that says that you are a victim of American society, and therefore you get to do bad things.
This is the same intersectional framework that's weakened every American institution. Immigration, AI, healthcare, energy. They view all sources of American strength through the lens of oppression. It's not coincidental that anti-AI rhetoric mirrors anti-capitalist talking points exactly.
And on a broader political level, you're a victim of American society, and therefore you ought to get together with the other victims, take over the government, and use centralized tyrannical power in order to cram down your view of the world. This is where Mamdaniism comes from on a political level. It's where grievance culture left comes from and grievance culture right.
The pattern is unmistakable. From the congressional baseball shooting to January 6 to Luigi Mangione, political violence stems from victim ideology. When you convince people they're systemically oppressed, violence becomes justice. This grievance culture is literally destroying our technological edge.
This grievance-based culture that suggests, again, that the problems that people experience in their daily life, that is the fault of these broader systems. And those systems just happen to be very often the systems that actually create the preconditions for prosperity and flourishing in the United States. That is the danger. What's the cure? The cure is self-starting. The cure is gratitude. The cure is an understanding that the vast majority of decisions in our life are up to us, and that you are not being victimized by an AI data center, and that you burning down the AI data center is not going to fix the problem.
Personal responsibility built American prosperity, while grievance culture destroys it. Singapore, South Korea, and even parts of India are racing ahead in AI development because they focus on building, not blaming. We're choosing victimhood over victory.
And if you blame the system and you tear down the system, you know who wins? Not you. Not you. America's enemies win. That is the danger here. That is the broader danger to the United States. It manifests in domestic policy. It manifests in a view on foreign policy that says that America exercising her strength to protect our interests abroad is somehow a great evil, and that we're better off if we surrender the world to China and Russia, a perspective of, again, Tucker Carlson on the right and people like Hassan Piker on the left. That is the danger existentially to the United States. A great power like the United States does not die by homicide. It dies by suicide. And that suicide is generally the result of a population deciding that the systems that made America great in the first place are the problem themselves and must be torn to the ground.
The death by suicide warning is historically accurate. Rome fell to internal corruption, not foreign conquest. The Soviet Union collapsed from within. China doesn't need to defeat us militarily. They just need us to keep sabotaging our own technological advantages.